Hey there guys, and welcome back to my segment on singles, their friends, relatives, neighbors, and yes, more singles here on The Vinyl Corner. As you saw in our last segment, we looked into three excellent artists in Jukebox the Ghost, Jay Mascis, a running theme with Jays here, and Ryan Adams and their respective new songs. A little bit pop, a little bit rock, and a little bit of hearts trailing off the sleeves, if you will. But now we're back again because I simply had so many good songs, new songs I needed to share with you that one video about them clearly just wasn't going to be enough. So let's get the gloves, let's get them on, slather into the mud, and delve back into matters here with three more excellent artists and their songs for prospective records coming out in 2014. I'm not sure what that sloppy metaphor back there entails exactly, but let's forget about it and get down to business. First off, we have Jenny Lewis with her single Just One of the Guys, off of her first album in what has somehow been a 6-year period since her last solo release, Acid Tongue. This one is called The Voyager. It had a number of co-producers, including Part 1's little feature there, Ryan Adams, and is at this point due for a release date of late July. And while initially it seems a bit less organic than her prior albums, it hints that a stellar pop-rock offering awaits in the wings. At times snarky and awash in a florid mix of 60s-esque instrumentation, Just One of the Guys has a great sense of hooks, and that aforementioned pop sensibility comes through with a highly memorable strength. The track is at once dynamic and the perfect makeup for an attention-grabbing lead single. While it's unfortunate that Rilo Kiley has been put to bed and Jenny and Johnny is a nice side project, it's a welcome sight to see Jenny as a solo frontwoman once again. There's something about her persona that makes this song and everything about The Voyager feel so right. Next up, we have one of my all-time favorite alt-country artists with Townes Earle, and what I'm initially assuming, anyway, is going to be his single to his next record, Single Mothers. While a proper studio recording hasn't emerged just yet, White Gardenias has received its fair share of play, as well as an inclusion with the official track announcement yesterday, so for right now, we're just going to go with it. The record is due out at the beginning of September. But as for Gardenias, JTE has repeatedly mentioned that the song is in tribute to the late Billie Holiday, and as usual, his sad-eyed ode to the topics in his work comes shining through as brilliantly as ever. Like I said, I, of course, haven't heard a proper studio version yet, but the solo acoustic cuts floating around do justice to the promise of this being another strong step in Earle's career. He enraptures you with the power of his storytelling, which when coupled with his herky-jerky guitar playing and low-key edge, make for an all-around beautiful experience. Really excited about this one. And lastly, oh boy, this guy. Lastly, we have what has been a newer introduction for me over the last year or so, and a guy who recently took stage for most of the wrong reasons in 2014. I won't dare to get into and go into those news stories, but suffice it to say, former frontman of the Smiths, Morrissey, does in fact actually have a new album due out in July called World Peace Is None of Your Business. It's easy to forget in light of these events, but also quite easy to remember given that I think it's quite possibly the most Morrissey thing ever that has been invented ever. He's up to his fourth single, The Bullfighter Dies now, and strangely enough, in light of all these controversies and things happening, this music just keeps working. As pretty much all of the songs from it have worked for the same reasons, they ring of gleefully aesthetic arrogance, a mix of strong arrangements, a bitterly sarcastic sense of well-turned snark, which at this point in Morrissey's career should be both a hallmark and a trademark, and an all-around sense of being right at home in his own natural little swampy element. The Bullfighter Dies is quite literally not much more than you might expect, except it's set to a celebration for the bull's survival and a bullfighter dying set to a flamenco groove. For anyone else, it might be a horrid shot at a putrid stereotype, but for Morrissey, it's more of a, well, would you expect anything else and still expect to enjoy it? Because, try as I might sometimes, I still really, really do. Alright, so that is finally it for these two videos and my coverage of singles and the people who love them. It was probably, well, mostly absurd, pretty rapid fire, and with any luck might have offered you a tiny bit of musical education. Tiny, tiny bit. But that's it, and that's all for Jenny Lewis with Just One of the Guys, Townes Earle with White Gardenias, damn all those J's again, and Morrissey with The Bullfighter Dies and all of that other stuff. So that's it, of course, and there's no magical part 3 or anything further like that to check out. Just go check out the other 2 videos I just uploaded just a little bit ago. Check out my channel for my other videos if you haven't yet, and subscribe or what have you should you feel like you're in the mood. So, no feeling peckish, of course, and stay tuned.